My wife called 911 on me as a prank, and I almost got shot on my own lawn. I'm a charge nurse at a suburban hospital. I work night shifts, which means I'm usually getting home anywhere between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. depending on what's going on. My wife Qley works regular office hours, so our schedules have always been a bit mismatched, but we've made it work for 6 years of marriage. Here's the thing about Qley, she's been really into TikTok for the past year or so. At first it was just watching videos, but then she got into this whole content creator mindset. She's always talking about what would go viral, what trends are hot, that kind of stuff. I've supported it because, everyone needs hobbies. She'd ask me to be in videos sometimes, and I'd usually say yes if it wasn't too ridiculous. Last Monday night we had a really rough shift. I texted Qley around 9:15 p.m. letting her know I'd be late, probably home around 11:30 or midnight. She sent back okay, which was pretty normal. So I finally wrapped up everything at the hospital around 11:20 p.m. I was exhausted, my back was killing me, and I just wanted to get home, take a shower and maybe eat something before passing out. I pulled into our driveway at 11:35 p.m., grabbed my backpack from the passenger seat and walked up to our front door. That's when I heard the sirens. 3 police cars came screaming into our quiet suburban street, lights flashing everywhere. I was standing there with my keys in my hand, completely confused when I heard over a loudspeaker, "Drop what you're holding. Put your hands up. Get on the ground now. I'm a black man in America." I know exactly what to do in this situation, even though my brain was still trying to catch up with what was happening. I dropped my keys, I put my hands up, I got on my knees, then flatted on my stomach. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. 2 officers approached me with guns drawn. One of them put his knee on my back while the other cuffed me. My face was pressed into my own lawn. I was trying to stay calm, trying to follow every instruction perfectly because I've seen the news. I know how fast things can go wrong. One of the officers was talking into his radio. "We have a male matching the description attempting to enter the residence. Homeowner reported him as an intruder." That's when my front door opened, and my wife walked out laughing. She was holding her phone up, filming. One of the officers, I later learned his name was Ruiz, immediately asked her, "Ma'am, do you know this individual?" Qley, still giggling, said, "Oh my God, yes, that's my husband. I called you guys as a prank. I wanted to get his reaction on video. You should see his face right now." The atmosphere changed instantly. Officer Ruiz looked at her, then at me, then back at her. "Ma'am, are you telling me you filed a false police report?" She started to realize maybe this wasn't as funny as she thought. It was just for a video. It was a joke. I saw people doing it on TikTok. They uncuffed me and helped me up. Officer Ruiz apologized, said they were just responding to what they thought was a legitimate emergency call. Then he turned back to Qley and told her they'd need to file a report about the false call. I looked at my wife and said, "Do you understand that I could have died? Do you understand that if I had moved wrong, if anything had gone differently, you might be planning my funeral right now?" She rolled her eyes. "You're being so dramatic, it's just a prank. Tomorrow everyone's going to think it's hilarious when I post it." I turned to Officer Ruiz and said, "I want to file a formal complaint." She deliberately made a false 911 call. That's when Qley stopped laughing. She started saying I was overreacting, that married couples prank each other all the time, that I was trying to ruin her life. The officers took my statement, gave me a case number, and explained that filing a false police report is a misdemeanor criminal offense. After they left, I went inside. I didn't say another word to her. I grabbed a pillow and went asleep on the couch, but I couldn't sleep. At around 3 a.m., I emailed a family law attorney I found online. By 6 a.m., I had a response from a lawyer named Erica who said she could meet me that morning. When Qley woke up around 7 a.m., I was already packed. She looked confused, asking what I was doing. I simply said this: "I'm filing for divorce. All future communication goes through my attorney. I'll be staying with my brother." I loaded my car and left. She was blowing up my phone before I even got to my brother Malik's place. I told the officers I want to file charges. She's begging me not to follow through. Her family is already calling me, saying it was just a joke, that I'm being vindictive. But I can't shake the feeling that I was seconds away from becoming another hashtag. Am I wrong here? Should I give her another chance? Edit. Holy shit, this blew up. I'm trying to read all the comments, but there are so many. To answer some questions. Yes, we have the 911 call recorded. Yes, the officers had body cameras. My lawyer says I have a very strong case. No, we don't have kids. And no, I'm not going back to that house. Update 1. Posted 5 days later. I wasn't planning to update so soon, but a lot has happened and I need to get this out. So here's what happened after I left. Qley completely lost it. When I blocked her number, she started calling and texting from her mom's phone, her sister's phone, her friends' phones. The messages went from "baby please come home" to "you're ruining my life over nothing" to "I can't believe you're this petty." I didn't respond to any of them. My lawyer Erica told me not to engage at all, and honestly, what would I even say? Every time I think about going back to talk, I remember lying face down on my own lawn with a gun pointed at me. Then Qley's family got involved. Her dad called me on Tuesday evening. He started off trying to be reasonable, saying Qley made a mistake and that she's really sorry. I stayed quiet and let him talk. Then he said, "She's your wife. People make mistakes. You're really going to throw away 6 years over one bad decision?" I finally spoke up. I said, "With all due respect, sir, your daughter called the police and told them a black man was breaking into her house. She described me as threatening. She knew I work late and would be coming home tired. She knew exactly what she was doing. So I have to ask you, if one of those officers had misunderstood my movements, would you be at my funeral right now calling it one bad decision?" He didn't have an answer for that. He just said, "You're taking this too seriously. It's not like she meant for anyone to get hurt." I told him that intent doesn't matter when the outcome could have been me dead. Then I hung up. Her mom called the next day with a different approach, full crying, saying I'm destroying their daughter's life, that Qley has been crying nonstop, that she's just a girl who made a silly mistake. I actually laughed at that. Qley is 31 years old. She's not a girl. She's a grown woman who decided that getting viral content was more important than my safety. I told her mom, "Your daughter traumatized me in my own home. She turned my fear into entertainment. If she's crying, it's because she got caught and is facing consequences, not because she understands what she did wrong." Then I blocked that number too. My lawyer called me Wednesday with an update. The prosecutor's office reviewed the case and decided to move forward with charges. Qley is being charged with filing a false police report, misuse of emergency services, and obstruction of law enforcement. The prosecutor told Erica that the 911 recording and the body camera footage make this a really strong case. Apparently, when the officers asked Qley why she did it, her response was literally, "I wanted to see my husband's face when he got handcuffed. It would have been perfect for TikTok." That's on camera, her admitting she did this for social media content. The court date is set for 3 weeks from now. Erica says that even if Qley doesn't go to jail, she'll likely get probation, community service, and a criminal record. Honestly, I don't even feel satisfaction about that. I just feel tired. I'm staying with Malik for now. He's been incredible through all of this. His girlfriend Maya has been great too. She's a social worker and she's helped me understand that what I'm feeling is actually a trauma response. I keep having this nightmare where I'm back on the lawn, but in the dream, things go differently. I wake up sweating. Work has been weird. Some of my coworkers know what happened because word travels. Most people have been supportive, but there's this one guy who asked if I'm sure it was that serious, and if I'm really going to divorce her over a prank. I just walked away from that conversation. The hardest part is that we own our house together. We bought it 3 years ago. Erica says we'll have to sell it as part of the divorce proceedings and split the equity. I love that house, or I loved it. Now I can't imagine ever feeling safe there again. Qley sent one more message that got through before I blocked that avenue too. It said, "I hope you're happy ruining everything we built. All of this over one stupid video that I didn't even get to post. You're being cruel." I wanted to respond. I wanted to tell her that she ruined everything herself the second she decided my life was worth less than her engagement metrics, but I didn't. I'm done engaging with the delusion. So yeah, that's where things stand. Court in 3 weeks, divorce proceedings starting, and me trying to figure out how to sleep through the night without reliving the worst moment of my life. Thanks again for all the support. I'll update after the court hearing. Update 2. Posted 3 weeks later. The court hearing was today. I need to write this down while it's still fresh because I don't think I'll ever forget what happened in that courtroom. First, some quick updates. The divorce paperwork is moving forward. We got the house appraised and it's going on the market next week. My lawyer says the split should be pretty straightforward since we don't have kids. We'll divide the equity from the house and our savings, and we each keep what's in our individual names. Qley wanted to fight it, but her lawyer apparently told her she doesn't have much ground to stand on given everything else. But the court hearing is what I really need to talk about. I got there early with Erica. The prosecutor, a woman named Mrs. Lowell, met with us beforehand and walked me through what was going to happen. She told me they had the 911 recording, the body camera footage from all 3 responding officers, and text messages between Qley and her friends where she'd been planning the prank for over a week. Yeah, this wasn't a spontaneous decision. She'd been planning it. When Qley arrived with her lawyer, she wouldn't look at me. She was wearing a conservative dress, hair pulled back, trying to look as non-threatening as possible. Her parents and sister were there too, sitting in the back row. The hearing started, and Mrs. Lowell played the 911 call. Hearing it again made my stomach drop. Qley's voice on the recording was so convincing. She told the dispatcher that there was a suspicious black male trying to break into her house, that she was terrified, that she'd locked herself in the bedroom. She gave our address clearly, emphasized that she was alone and scared. It was a performance, and it was specifically designed to get police there with guns drawn. Then they played the body camera footage. Watching myself on that screen, seeing myself drop to the ground, the fear on my face, the knee on my back, I had to look away. But then I heard Qley's voice on the video, laughing, saying, "Oh my God, that's my husband. I called as a prank. Did you get his face? That would have been perfect." Several people in the courtroom audibly gasped. Even the judge looked disturbed. Qley's lawyer tried to argue that it was a momentary lapse in judgment, that she's normally a responsible person, that she deeply regrets her actions and has learned from this experience. He talked about how she's already suffering consequences, the stress of the divorce, the shame in her community, the loss of her marriage. Mrs. Lowell stood up for her turn and said, "Your Honor, the defendant didn't have a momentary lapse in judgment. She planned this for over a week. She deliberately described her own husband as a threatening intruder, knowing he would be coming home late from his job as a healthcare worker. She weaponized the emergency response system and racial bias to create content for social media. Her only regret is that she got caught and faced consequences." Then Mrs. Lowell looked directly at Qley and said, "Officers Ruiz and Patterson responded to your call in good faith, believing they were protecting someone's life. They were forced to hold an innocent man at gunpoint. You made them part of your entertainment, and you put Mr. Hudson's life in danger. He could have died because you wanted views on TikTok." The judge asked Qley if she had anything to say. She stood up, and I could tell her lawyer had coached her. She started crying and said she was sorry, that she never meant for anyone to get hurt, that she loves me and just wanted to make me laugh. The judge cut her off. He said, "Ms. Hudson, I've reviewed all the evidence in this case. Your 911 call was clear, detailed, and specifically designed to elicit an armed response. Your husband is a healthcare worker who was returning home from a night shift. You turned his arrival home into a life-threatening situation. The court finds you guilty on all charges." She broke down crying. Her mom started crying too, but the judge wasn't done. "I'm sentencing you to a $5,000 fine, 120 hours of community service, 1 year of probation, and mandatory participation in a decision-making course. You will also write formal apologies to the police department and to your husband. This will remain on your record. Do you understand? Qley nodded, still crying. Her lawyer helped her sit down. After the hearing, as I was leaving, Qley tried to approach me. She said, "Andre, please, can we just talk? I'm so sorry, I'll do anything." I looked at her and said, "You already did everything, and now we both have to live with it." Then I walked away. Erica told me that the criminal case being resolved helps our divorce move faster. We have mediation scheduled for next week to finalize the property division. There's only one thing we're fighting over: our dog, a 4-year-old pit mix named Tyson. Qley says he loves her more, but the microchip is in my name. All the vet records are in my name. Erica says I'll get Tyson. Honestly, that's the only part of this that matters to me anymore. So that's it. She's convicted. The divorce is almost done, and I'm trying to figure out who I am after all of this. I'll post one final update after everything is completely finished. Thanks for sticking with me through this. Final update. Posted 6 weeks later. Okay, so this is hopefully my last update on this whole nightmare. Things have moved fast, and honestly, I'm glad it's almost over. The mediation was scheduled for last Monday, but it ended up being a total shit show. Qley showed up with her sister as emotional support. She was already hostile when we walked in. The mediator tried to start with the easy stuff, splitting the house money, dividing the savings accounts. That went fine because it's all just numbers. We each got our half, and honestly, I'm just glad to have enough for a down payment on a new place. But then we got to Tyson. Qley immediately said she should get him because he's always liked me better and Andre works night shifts. He's never home. The mediator asked about the paperwork, and that's when things got heated. I pulled out all the vet records, all in my name. The microchip registration, my name. The adoption papers from when we got him as a puppy 4 years ago, my name and my credit card. Qley's lawyer tried to argue that she's the one who takes care of him day to day, but I had receipts for every bag of dog food I'd ordered on Amazon for the past 2 years, photos of me and Tyson at the park, even text messages from Qley complaining about how I spoil him too much. The mediator looked at everything and said, "I'm sorry, Hudson, but the documentation is clear. The dog will remain with Mr. Hudson." Qley lost it. Started yelling about how I'm taking everything from her, how she's got nothing left. Her sister had to basically pull her out of the room. The mediator gave us all a break, and when we came back, Qley was gone. Her lawyer said she was too emotional to continue and that they'd sign off on whatever we'd agreed to. So that was Monday. On Wednesday, the house sale finalized, and I got my half of the money. Erica said the divorce would be final within a week barring any last-minute issues. But here's the thing that really got me. I ran into someone from Qley's office on Thursday. She recognized me and stopped to chat. She seemed uncomfortable but said she felt like I should know something. Apparently, things have gotten really tense in Qley's family. At first, they all defended her and blamed me, but the financial reality is hitting now. Between her half of the house sale, her savings, and some help her parents gave her, she managed to pay the $5,000 fine and cover her legal fees. But it basically wiped her out. She's broke now. Her parents are pissed. They helped her financially, expecting she'd learn her lesson and move forward quietly. Instead, she's been posting on social media about being a victim, going out to bars constantly, buying new clothes and putting up this whole facade that everything's fine. Her mom apparently found out Qley spent $400 on a new outfit for a date last week while still owing her parents money. Her sister stopped talking to her after the mediation blow-up. The coworker said there was some big family dinner 2 weeks ago where Qley's dad asked her point blank if she understood the severity of what she'd done, and Qley apparently said I ruined her life over a joke. Her mom started crying, her dad walked out, and now family gatherings are just awkward silence or arguments. The coworker said, "I just thought you should know she's not doing well, but also, she's still not getting it. She thinks everyone's being unfair to her." I didn't know what to say. Part of me wanted to feel something, vindication, pity, satisfaction, but I just felt empty. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion that you saw coming miles away. Anyway, I've been moving forward with my life. I found an apartment about 15 minutes from the hospital, 1 bedroom, top floor, big windows. I moved in last weekend and I've been slowly making it feel like mine. I painted the bedroom this deep blue color that I always wanted but Qley said was too dark. I got new furniture, nothing from the old house. Fresh start. Tyson is loving it. There's a dog park right across the street and we go every morning before I head to work. He's made friends with a golden retriever named Milo, and I've started chatting with Milo's owner, this guy named David who works from home. Just casual dog park conversation, but it's nice to have a reason to leave the apartment other than work. Work has been good. I actually picked up some extra shifts, partly for the money but mostly to stay busy. My coworkers have been supportive. The guy who said I was overreacting. He apparently mentioned it to one of the nurses who's black, and she tore into him about how he couldn't possibly understand. He apologized to me last week. I accepted it. I'm also slowly reconnecting with friends I'd kind of drifted away from during the marriage. Turns out Qley had a way of making me feel like my friends were too much drama or not ambitious enough. Now that I'm out of that fog, I'm realizing how much I missed having my own circle. As for Qley, I blocked her on everything, but I have one mutual friend who keeps me vaguely updated. Apparently, she's back on social media, posting captions about men who can't handle strong women and learning who your real friends are. She started dating someone new already, some guy she met at a bar. Part of me wants to warn him, but honestly, that's not my responsibility anymore. She's supposed to be doing her community service hours on weekends, but according to my friend, she complains about it constantly, calling it punishment for being spontaneous. She still doesn't get it. Maybe she never will. The divorce will be officially final next week. I signed my part of the paperwork yesterday. Erica called to confirm that Qley signed hers too, so that's it. 6 years of marriage over. But here's the thing, I don't feel crushed. I thought I would be devastated, mourning the life we had. Instead, I feel lighter. I'm sleeping better. I'm laughing more. I feel safe in my own space. I'm not ready to date yet, but I'm also not closed off to the idea. I'm not letting what happened make me cynical about relationships in general. There's a nurse at work actually who asked if I wanted to grab coffee sometime. I said maybe in a few months, and she said that was cool, that the offer would still stand. So yeah. That's where I am. Single, living in a new apartment with my dog, rebuilding friendships and actually feeling okay about it all. The divorce is almost final. Qley is dealing with her consequences, and I'm just moving forward. Someone in the comments on my first post said, "You're not overreacting, you're surviving." That stuck with me, and they were right. I am surviving. And honestly, now I'm starting to actually live again. Thanks to everyone who commented, sent messages, and shared their own stories. This community really did help me see that I wasn't crazy for leaving, that my feelings were valid, that I deserved better. I'm grateful for that. This is probably my last update unless something wild happens. But I think I'm finally ready to close this chapter and start a new one. Take care of yourselves out there.